Alright. So, where do I start? Okay. Far as like Ratchet and Brandon, like both these niggas, man, was like a thorn in my side, man. Nah, man. Let's start off with, Ratchet TV. Now, Ratchet TV, is a vlogger from Dallas, nah, man, and, he's been doing this thing for the last few years, getting real big out there online and real popular and shit, you know what I'm saying? And, he was just bringing a whole lot of heat to me and my crew, you know what I mean? Like, he would do vlogs saying that me, Duke, and SD and all of us was into this, into that, trying to connect us to different type of, crimes and murders and assaults, shit that we ain't had nothing to do with. That shit was bringing a lot of fucking heat, you know what I mean, to us, you know what I mean? And, he'd also was starting like drama in the street, this nigga, Ratchet, will put our names in all different crimes and shit. That's the incident that got motherfucking Duke jumped, you know what I mean? When Duke, ran into now I think it was Yella Beasley on him. He got jumped. I wasn't there. He called me after the fact. I came through with the motherfucking K in the trunk and the motherfucker 4-4 in my motherfucking lap. By the time I get there, the block was cleared, you know what I mean? But that was because of Ratchet TV. He got my nigga Duke jumped, you know what I mean? Constantly, talking shit and constantly putting our names out there, he had rainwater in them fighting at the motherfucker, was that Disneyland or some shit, or at the zoo, wherever that shit was. Like he was just causing mad problems, like just giving us a fucking headache, you know what I'm saying? And, by him constantly throwing my name and shit, SD name, Duke's name and shit, that's how motherfucking SD got shot, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna get into too much detail into that right now, but, when SD said he got shot, he ain't lying. He got shot, you know what I mean? Because all the drama that was going on in the street, and a lot of the shit was coming from Ratchet, you know what I mean? Because Ratchet, he's worse than, academics, because Ratchet, I gotta give it to him. He will, if you put his back against the wall, he will defend himself for his, like, busting his gun or whatever, but to me, that's like coward shit, constantly throwing our names out there and got the police looking at us and trying to, pin different crimes on us, that shit was fucked up. Now, that's Ratchet. Now, let me get into Brandon, because these two connect, and I'm gonna bring it all full circle for you. Now, as far as Brandon, that's ADA's baby daddy, you know what I'm saying, and, I remember, 88 was, talking about getting back with Brandon, and they was gonna get back together for their daughter or whatever. They was gonna see if they could make it work, you know what I mean? Because, she said Brandon's a good guy, just that he's immature in a lot of ways, you know what I mean? So, she let him move in with her. They was living together, and they was trying to make it work. I remember there was one incident where he left the house because he was upset. I guess he ain't feel appreciated, so he was conversating with me and Duke, telling us about the problems, and then 88 came and was telling him to come back home. You know what I mean? That was that incident. He went back, but then she told me, like, she was like, she getting tired of this nigga. She thinking about kicking him out, you know what I mean? Because, the nigga ain't working, he ain't doing this, he ain't doing that. All the motherfucker wanna do is play video games and just be online and shit. So she kicked the nigga out the house. She kicked the nigga Brandon out the house. Alright, cool. She kicked him out the house. This nigga, for some reason, ladies do like this nigga Brandon. He gonna get him a chick. So I guess he started dating some chick, Callie, you know what I mean? I guess that's the chick name. He started dating some chick, Callie. But they was doing bad, you know what I mean? Because Callie ain't have her own place. Brandon got kicked out of 88 house. He didn't have his own place, so they was just going through it, you know what I mean? So one day 88 called me. She was like, yo, man. She said, I know me and Brandon ain't together no more, but is there a way you could look out for him? Put him on payroll, put him down with the team. So I'm like, I put two and two together. I came up with a plan in my head. I'm like, yeah, I probably could do that. She was like, because I'm him and he living at a bus stop. I'm like, what, a bus stop? So she said, yeah. She said, I heard he doing bad. He was some chick named Callie or whatever. So I'm like, well, send me the address where this nigga at so I can go see what's up with this nigga. I was like, I might have a job for him. So she said, all right. So she gave me the address where Brandon was at. So I'll pull up. to the bus stop where she said he was at, and then lo and behold, him and the chick Callie was living at the bus stop. I'm like, what the fuck? So I pull up on her. I'm like, yo, Brandon, what up? So, we talk. I'm like, yo, man. I was like, I might have a job for you, man. I was like, yo, here's a couple of dollars. Go get you a hotel room, you and your lady friend, whatever. The Cali chick. I said, get you a hotel room. I might have a job for you. I'm gonna come scoop you up tomorrow at such and such time. So I took them, got them a room to stay in, a hotel. And that following day or whatever, right? I picked Isha up from work because, Isha used to be friends with 88. They was friends at this time. And I'm getting to what happened with 88 and Isha's relationship. So, I picked Isha up from work because Isha, she works at the airport and, she be letting certain things slide through, on them flights, that's as far as I take it. So, I had a working relationship with Isha, that's how I was able to get shit in and out, you feel me? So I picked Isha up from work. I'm like, yo, I'm about to go pick up this dude, Brandon, which is 88's baby, baby daddy, he's doing bad, but I think I got a job for him, cause this nigga Ratchet keep talking shit, keep trying to pin different crimes on me and Duke and everybody. We gonna pay this nigga Ratchet a visit, so this nigga need money. I'm gonna get this nigga a job, cause my name is already hot in the streets. Duke name is hot, SD name is hot in the streets. They don't know this nigga Brandon, so I'm like, we about to put this nigga to work. So Isha like, you sure he can handle that? I was like, shit, he better. This nigga wanna make money, right? He talk all that shit online like he a tough motherfucker. Good 88 be telling me how this nigga talk shit, but she was like, deep down, she feel he's pussy. She feel that he's a punk, that he talk a lot of shit, but you never know, man, Sound like what we gonna, so I told Isha what we gonna see, so when we picked Brandon up, I told Isha get in the back seat. Isha get in the back seat, Brandon get in the car. So I'm like, yo, man, you heard of this nigga Ratchet TV, right? He was like, yeah, that nigga be talking shit about you, and yeah, they be trying to pin all types of crimes and shit on y'all. Yeah, I know that nigga. I was like, well, we need to get rid of this nigga, cause he's making our name hot in these motherfucking streets, man. So I'm like, so what, you wanna make some real money? What you wanna do, man? You know what I mean? Cause I was like, I don't need no more work as far as like, moving product. I need hitters, man. I was like, what you wanna do? I was like, you wanna go, like, slide on this nigga, and take care of this problem. You're like, yeah, he talking shit like, yeah, I'm down. I guess he was trying to show off for Isha in the back seat. Cause it was, kind of like flirting, but I wasn't paying attention. But I'm like, well, cause I'm like, well, that's 88's homegirl, and, she ain't with Brandon no more, so I ain't thinking nothing of it, so I'm like, alright. So we pull up, Ratchet's block, I parked up the block, so I'm like, yo, Ratchet live right there. I give him the burner, I said, go handle that. So he goes up, he walks up to, cause Ratchet was outside, I think he was mowing the lawn or something. So he walks up to Ratchet, and me, Isha's in the back seat, I'm in the driver's seat, I'm watching. So I could tell, like, they talking to each other. So this nigga, Brandon, pulls the burner. But Ratchet, talking shit, Ratchet pull his shit. This nigga Brandon takes off running. Takes off running, ran out his shoes, and nigga had slides. That's how I should have known that this nigga was about it. How the fuck you say you ready to ride and you got slides on? This nigga runs out his slides, run back to the car. The nigga Ratchet ain't shooting nothing, cause I don't think Ratchet wanted to really shoot in there. I think he just wanted to scare him. But I'm thinking like, yo, you had the drop on this nigga, how the fuck? So he runs back to the car. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened? He was like, yo, the fucking gun ain't work. He was like, I was squeezing. So I took the gun for my luck. I'm like, motherfucker, this shit is on safety. Stupid I'm like, oh, this. So I took it OC, uncocked it. I went to open the door to go get at Ratchet myself. Isha grabs me, she said, no, the laws are coming, we gotta go. Now, from my New York niggas and everybody else, when the people in Dallas say the laws is coming, that means police. In New York, we just say the boys, or we say 5-0, from my old head. So Isha kept saying, no, the laws are coming, come on, we gotta go. So I'm like, fuck, so we missed our mark, so boom, skirt off, and got the fuck up out of there, right? Drive off, so I'm heated. I'm like, the fuck, like, and I'm just like, man, so I'm like, I couldn't take him back to the hotel, cause, Ratchet seen his face, so we don't know if he called the police or what, so I said, yo, you gotta lay low with Isha. You go stay with Isha tonight. And then that's kind of my fault. I should have known better, cause this nigga Brandon is a sneaky motherfucker. You know what I mean? But I'm thinking Isha didn't go. You know what I mean? Cause Isha's cool, and plus that's 88 homegirl. So I'm like, and plus, I knew she was married, but I didn't know that her and her husband was having problems because the husband was cheating and the husband was. So this was like the perfect storm. So this is all my fault. You know what I mean? So I drive him over at Isha's house to lay low. Cool. So he laying low over at Isha's house. 88, I guess maybe like a week or two after leaving him over there, 88 was like, yo, I heard this bitch Isha fucking my baby down. I'm like, what? So I called Brandon on the phone. I'm like, yo, you messing with Isha? He was like, he's, laughing and shit like, yeah, things just happen. I'm like, yo, why? I'm like, why would you do that, man? I was like, that's your baby mother's, best friend or whatever. He's like, hey, man, and things happen, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm thinking, like, because I'm thinking, well, 88, you ain't with the nigga, like, but, 88 like, nah, it's the principal, why would he, So, one day, I guess Isha was at work. 88 went up to her job and was threatening this bitch and was like, yeah, bitch, that will come outside. But the people at Isha's job said, well, you better get off the premises or we're going to call the police. So she had to get off the premises. So from that day, it was on. They've been threatening each other online and then through text, so the beef was on. But Isha and Brandon still messing around. Now I'm going to bring it back to Ratchet. So Isha and Brandon still messing around. Till one day, this nigga Brandon called me. He like, yo, Tony. He was like, you gotta come through. He was like, Isha baby father over here, he tripping. You know what I mean? He was like, I can't get out the crib, cause I guess, Mr. Houston, shout out to him. That's Isha's husband. He came through. And, Brandon's not really like that. Like, he talk a lot of shit, but he not like that. He a good dude. That's still like my little brother. But he not like that. So, this nigga Brandon was scared to come outside, so I had to go over there. So, I grabbed my, my two my two girlfriends, if you know what I mean. Keita and Medina. My two my two blickies. And I go over to Isha's house. I pull up, this nigga Brandon, he's like behind the screen door, scared to come out, while Mr. Houston is arguing with Isha, telling this nigga, yo, come outside. Then I come outside, So I get out the car, and I knew Houston because I knew Houston from seeing him in the strip club and certain freak spots. So, real recognize real, so I shook Mr. Houston's hand. I'm like, yo, let me holler at you, play. I told Isha, yo, go in the house, with Brandon. I'm like, yo, I know you having problems with your wife right now, but, I was like, like I know you a dog like me, nigga. I be seeing you in the strip club and in the freak spots, like, come on, my nigga. So he smiled. I'm like, yo, man. I was like, right now, she just being rebellious. She just trying to get back at you because, you done fucked a whole bunch of bitches, cheated on her, left her in the house with the baby by herself. So she just, she just written right now. I was like, I don't think this shit gonna last between me and you. So I told Mr. Houston, I was like, yo, man, just bounce. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go talk, to him and her, try to calm this situation down. But I was like, for me, my nigga, so Houston agreed, he kept it play. He was like, alright. Cause I told him, I said, at the end of the day, y'all got a baby together, so y'all, y'all bound for life, you know what I'm saying? So you're like, alright, so Houston leaves. I go in the house, I talk to Brandon, so I'm like, yo, man. I was like, if you really ain't gonna be with this girl or do right with this girl, you really need to, leave this girl alone and let her get back with her husband, cause he swore up and down he love her. No, me and Isha gonna be together. I love her, alright, whatever. Sure enough, Isha calls me, she like, yo, I'm sick of this nigga Brandon. He don't wanna work, he don't wanna say shit 88 was saying. She said, I'm about to put this nigga out. She kicked this nigga out, so now this nigga homeless again or whatever. So, so cool. Now, mind you, Isha and 88 still arguing and bickering, fighting and, beefing because of this nigga Brandon, basically. And remember, I'm still mad at Brandon because we missed our shot against Ratchet, and Ratchet is still talking shit about us online. Till one day, nigga Brandon called me up because he trying to get on my good side. Brandon called me up. He like, yo. He said, yo, I got the drop on Ratchet. I'm like, what you mean? He was like, yo, he's about to show up at a certain location and fight this nigga Skull. And I'm like, what? Because I got the antennas with up. I'm like, damn, that's 2 for 1. Because I don't like the nigga Skull neither. Because there's some shit that happened at the whole lot of Woods event. We talk about that later. So I'm like, damn, that's 2 for 1. I'm like, okay. I'm like, where these niggas at? So he sent me the location to where Ratchet and Skull was gonna meet up and fight. So I'm like, bet. Grab my two, like I said, my 2 girlfriends, Keith and Medina. You know what I mean? You know what that is, that plop, 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 you know what I mean? 2 burners, so I'm on my way to the location and I'm watching the live. Skull don't know I'm on my way. He just waiting for Ratchet, but he don't know I'm on my way too, because not only I'm looking for Ratchet, I'm about to check this nigga Skull temperature for that shit he was talking at the whole lot of Woods event. Alright, cool. So I'm on my way there. I'm watching the live and shit. Nigga Skull waiting for Ratchet. I'm on my way there. I see 88 pull up. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, why is 88 there? I'm like, fuck. And that kind of fucked up my plan, because I'm like, I can't do what I do because I can't, because 88, that's like my, that's my homie, that's my heart. I can't do nothing in the house. So I'm like, what the fuck is she doing there? So, and then Ratchet's lying, so I'm seeing he on his way, and Skull's waiting for him. But 88's there. I'm like, what the fuck? Damn, that kind of fucked up, but I'm still on my way, right? Next thing you know, I see Isha walk up. I'm like, what? Then they start fighting, so now 88 and Isha, no, 88, Queen 88 and Isha are fighting while Skull is taping. I'm driving, I damn near crash. I'm looking at the phone like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? So they fighting. And then boom, the live cuts off. So I'm like, what the fuck? But Ratchet is still live, so I'm just, watching what, but I'm trying to call 88. She's not answering her phone. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck is going on? So cool. So I see Ratchet. He pulled up at some gas station and went inside. So I'm like, it's like 2 or 3 gas stations in the area. So I went to one. He wasn't there. I went to another one. The one he was at, I went there, but he wasn't there. So I'm like, fuck. So I look at the phone. He's at the location where they was at. So boom. So I'm now rushing to the location where he was at. I see he's looking at, I guess, 88's hat and, Isha's braid, on the floor. But I don't see Skull in them at this time, all 88, and 88 ain't answering the phone, so I'm like, fuck, so, boom, I pull up to that same gas station, and I must have just missed Ratchet, because when I pulled up, nobody was there, so I get out the car, I'm like, what the fuck? So I see 88's hat, I see Isha's braids, like, like 88 done pulled her hair out, so I'm like, fuck, wasn't nobody there, so I'm like, damn, I missed my motherfucking shot again, you know what I'm saying? So, I was so motherfucking pissed, man, like, twice we almost got at this nigga, man. And I missed my motherfucking shot. So, that's how, them 2 niggas was the biggest thorn in my side, man. Ratchet TV and motherfucking Brandon, and it also was another incident where 88 at the time was dating the young dude Platinum. That was like my little brother, I done paid for studio time. That song that 88 and Platinum got, I paid for that session and that beat, you know what I'm saying? I remember when Ratchet was talking shit to, Platinum. So I'm texting Platinum like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, keep talking shit, lower that nigga in. So he like, so that's why Platinum talking shit, trying to lower him to like a certain park. So I'm like, alright, and I'm texting 88, she know where that park is too. I'm like, yeah. So I'm on my way, this nigga Ratchet claimed he came on his bike and, was acting like, but I think he just rode around the block and, he ain't show up, but, he claimed he was on his way, but he never showed up, you know what I mean? Because as I'm watching the live, I see he went back to his house and parked his motorcycle up in his garage, so he never showed up that day. So that was like 3 different times we missed our mark. The time where I pulled up with Brandon and Isha, the gas station, and now, with Platinum and 88, so that's 3 times we missed our mark. So anyway, I say like a month and a half later, I get a call from Brandon. I'm like, Brandon hit me up. He like, yo, my nigga, mega believe this. I'm like, what? He said that, he told me he was fucking with, Sapphire, Ratchet's girl. I'm like, what? I ain't believe him. Till he put the video camera on and showed Sapphire in his grandmother's kitchen cooking hamburgers and shit. Because his grandmother let him back in the house because the grandmother felt bad that Brandon was, living at the bus stop and was, going through it, so the grandmother let him come back home. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, how long you been fucking with her? He was like, couple weeks. So I was like, good. So, I said, I'm gonna hit you back. I'm gonna think of a plan. So, I'm thinking of a plan. I see about a day or so later, or the next day, Brandon called me. He was like, yo, Ratchet on his way over here. You know what I mean? Because he mad that, I'm fucking with his girl Sapphire. I said, he over there. I'm like, he on his way to your grandmother's house now? He said, yeah. So I said, don't worry, I'm on my way. So I'm on my way over to Brandon's grandmother's house to catch up with this nigga Ratchet. But by the time I got there, the whole block is flooded with police. Because this nigga Ratchet came over there, was threatening Brandon Sapphire, and was waving a gun around, so the neighbors called the cops. And that's how Ratchet got arrested, you know what I mean? You can look this up online, that mugshot you see of Ratchet, that's from when he got arrested, at Brandon's grandmother's house. And then, Ratchet ain't show up for court, so that's when, police came. That footage you see of Ratchet not opening the door for the police, that's because he ain't show up for court, so that was 4 times he messed up Mark, man, but definitely, man, both them niggas was a headache, though, Ratchet and Brandon, man, but shout out to Brandon, man, that's still low, bro. He live in, Seattle now, got him a new chick. He ain't even with Sapphire no more, he with a whole nother chick out in Seattle. So shout out to Brandon, you know what I mean? Even though he used to fuck up a lot, that's still like a little bro, I got love for him. For his Ratchet, fuck that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that nigga, that nigga brought a lot of heat, you know what I mean? He's one of the reasons why I'm in this motherfucker, but I ain't no hater, nothing. Must good team success to that nigga, but at the same time, fuck him.